For the second time this year, there are major concerns that Russia is on the verge of invading Ukraine. As per reports, tens of thousands of Russian troops are now positioned along Ukraine's border, raising alarm across the West. But there's something else going on too. While the world is focused on potential outbreak of Russia-Ukraine conflict, President Putin has pulled off a surprise move in a different region. Russia has deployed coastal defense missile systems near Pacific Islands, also claimed by Japan. The Bastion missile systems were moved to Matua, a deserted 11-kilometer or 7-mile long volcanic island in the middle of the Kuril Island chain. Russia's defense ministry posted a video showing the huge missile system being moved ashore from amphibious landing vessels, driving along the coast of the volcanic island and then moved into tactical positions. The ministry stated that the deployment included setting up living quarters for personnel, hangars for the vehicles, and other infrastructure. Japan claims 4 of the southernmost islands, including Matua. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes how Russia has virtually wrested control of disputed island from Japan. Let's get started. This video is sponsored by War Thunder, the most comprehensive military vehicle online game for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One, in which you can go to battle on more than 1,200 playable aircraft, tanks, helicopters, and ships from the 1930s to the 1990s. The game has an amazing attention to detail and focuses on a realistic combat experience, which is why knowing your vehicles and skill really makes a difference. It's easy to get into, and all you need to play is nothing more but your mouse and keyboard or controller. Immerse yourself in cross-platform combat with more than 20 million other military vehicle enthusiasts from all over the world. Download and play War Thunder for free using the link in the description below, and also get a free bonus tank, aircraft, or ship, and 3 days of premium account. At the 1945 Yalta Conference, the Soviet Union agreed to initiate military operations on the Eastern Front under an agreement with its Western allies. As per the deal, in exchange, Soviet Union was supposed to receive some Japanese territories, including the Kuril Islands. After the Soviet takeover of the Kuril Islands, Matua was made the home to a Soviet military base. However, Japan rejected the Soviet Union's sovereignty over the islands. The Soviet base was closed due to funding shortages following the 1991 collapse of the Soviet Union. As both sides claim it, territory remains disputed. Due to the issue, Russia and Japan never signed a peace treaty and technically are still at war. The Bastion coastal defense system is designed to engage surface fighting ships and auxiliaries vessels that are operating standalone or are part of a task force. The system is in development since the late 1970s, but after major delays, it entered the service in 2010 when the first 3 systems were delivered to the Russia's Black Sea Fleet. It's manufactured by the NPO Mashinostroyenia Rocket Design Bureau. A typical Bastion battery is composed of 1 or 2 command and control vehicles based on the KAMAZ 43101 6x6 truck, 1 support vehicle, 4 launcher vehicles based on the MZKT 7930 8x8 chassis, each having 2 missiles, and 4 loader vehicles. Because of the mobility, the system can be hard to neutralize with a preemptive strike. Bastion is a distributed system, and the launcher vehicles can be located up to 16 miles or 25 kilometers away from the command and control vehicles. After the launchers take up a particular position, they can be readied for firing within 5 minutes. The system uses the Yakunt anti-ship cruise missile. The missile has a range of 75 miles or 120 kilometers when using low-altitude sea-skimming flight path, and around 180 miles or 300 kilometers when using a high to low altitude flight path, in which the missile flies at high altitude and changes to sea-skimming trajectory in the terminal phase of the flight. The missile is fired vertically from the launchers. It uses a solid-fuel rocket booster for initial acceleration, and then employs a liquid-fuel ramjet engine, which enables it to achieve a sustained speed of Mach 2.5. Because of the supersonic speed, it's very hard to defend against. It has a 250 kilogram or 550 pounds semi-armor-piercing, high-explosive warhead. Yakont uses GLONASS for navigating during the initial flight stage and switches to active radar guidance for terminal phase guidance. The Kremlin spokesperson, Dmitry Peskov, said Russia has a sovereign right to deploy its military forces wherever it deems necessary on its territory. At the same time, he noted that Russia values relations with Japan and remains committed to efforts to negotiate a settlement of the dispute. We maintain a political will to pursue a comprehensive dialogue with our Japanese partners in order to find ways of settlement, Peskov said in a conference call with reporters. An attempted strike from sea can be countered through barrage of Bastion coastal defense system. The system could extract huge amount of toll on the rival navy. Even for the U.S. Navy, a confrontation like this will be hard to manage, since the cost of an anti-ship missile is minuscule compared to Navy warships. Russia will be able to launch a volley of these missiles from different directions and having different trajectory, making it very difficult to intercept all of them. A saturation strike like this will most likely see some of these missiles penetrating the elaborate defenses of the American Carrier Strike Group. It's highly likely that even a single shot from these missiles could disable or even sink a warship. This effectively means that Japan has very limited chance of getting back the island through military might and will have to resort to diplomatic means only. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.